A versatile actor whose films include Beverly Hills Cop, and he will be co-starring in the popular, and he is presently co-starring in the popular TV series Perfect Strangers. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bronson Pinchot. Nice to see you. I get the feeling you and I have met before. You've not been on this show, though, have you?
No.
Yeah, but it seems like you have. It seems like you should have been on the show.
I wanted to be on the show.
Well, good, and now you are.
Here I am.
Yeah. And are you visiting New York, working in New York?
I'm doing both. I came for a visit. I was going to be here for 10 days and just do this. This is what I came to do. I forgot. I came to do this. But no, but I came to do this, and then all these other things happened. Someone had called me up when I knew I was coming, and a theater called me up and said, we're doing this play, and they sent it to me. It was the worst translation of anything I've ever read. And they said, would you meet on this play? And I said, yes. Of course, I'm coming in to do Letterman. You know...
Well, what is the play?
Wait a minute. I have to tell you this, because this will warm the cockles of your heart. Right. I was trying to get... The play which I actually decided to do it's called Zoya's Apartment, and it's by this Russian named Bulgakov, who has been banned in Russia and everything. Anyway, it's about this group of characters, and one of them is a con man, and I thought, and that's the character I'm playing, and I thought, well, maybe I should rent some movies about criminals, because I don't know anything about criminality.
Sure.
So they only had there was only one video store in New York that had King of the Gypsies, and we were just at the hotel, and my publicist said, would you hold that? That's for Bronson Pinchot. And I knew the guy was going to say, who is that? Sure. And she was trying not to let me know. So then she started to drop your name. She said, we're on our way to David Letterman. And so could you hold it for Bronson? Because as soon as he's done with David Letterman, he'll come and get it. And I think we should be done with David Letterman about 6:30, and David Letterman will probably let him off early to come and get this video.
And I did no good either, I'm guessing.
Hilarious.
And so anyway, now tell me about this play. Is this like an ancient play?
It's not an ancient play, it's from the 20s, but the really delightful thing about it, and the reason I said yes, is that the director doesn't speak any English, and he's going to direct us through an interpreter.
Oh, man.
No, but it is so fascinating. When I heard that, I thought, this is like a little scary. But he, now you see, I've been told that you don't look people in the eyes, but you do. You're looking, right, it's so easy. You know how no, do you know that a lot of people are terrified of you?
Well, and that's the way it ought to be.
No.
We'd like to keep it that way, and fewer people be showing up at my house. Anyway, so you must love being in the city. You've worked here before, right?
Well, I was born here,
yeah.
and I have worked here before, but I'm becoming, you know, I've been in LA for 4 or 5 or something years doing TV, and is this censored? Is that what the big black line means?
That's underlining. That's underlining, because I'll only be able to glimpse that because I'm always staring at your eyes.
Oh, really? It's really fascinating, though.
You know that show you do, your Perfect Strangers, that's a very entertaining show, isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you and...
Mark Lynn Baker.
Yeah, Mark Lynn Baker.
But a woman came up to me, I was buying stationery supplies today, and a woman came up to me with her opinion of the show, which is probably accurate, but you know, it's so fun that they just come up and she said, I've seen you somewhere before, where is it, please help me? And I said, Perfect Strangers, because I used to say, oh, I don't know, and be shy, but it helps to get, I think she had just come from your house, but she said, no, and if she didn't, she's on her way there. But
what kind of car was she in?
Is it the same woman?
Oh, I'm sorry, I brought it up.
I know, but I saw an interview with her, and she was very strange.
Well, see, that's the best part. She gets to be interviewed on TV. I had to work for like 15 years to get on TV. She breaks into my house once, they put her on.
She was very strange. She said that your sense of humor did something to her.
Oh, man. Anyway, you're talking to this woman.
Yeah, no, but anyway, she said, I've seen you somewhere. Where is it? so I quickly, you know, assuaged her passion by telling her that it was perfect. And she said, "Oh yeah, that's right. That was cute at one time. Your character has not evolved."
Oh man!
I think she's right, but it was fascinating.
Anyway, what I like about the show is that I think you two guys work very well together. Of course, you've heard that a million times. We have to do a commercial. Ah, okay, great. And we'll be right back here with the charming. The big program tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Bronson Pinchot is here. What was I going to ask you? Tell me about the films you did before Beverly Hills Cop. I guess that was the part that people sort of started to take notice of you for.
Yeah, it was. And when that movie came out, people said, you know, this is a comic debut, and I said, that's news to me. I mean, it's not a debut, and I didn't even start out as, you know, as a comic actor. But I had done, I did Risky Business and The Flamingo Kid, and then a very, very special motion picture experience called Hot Resort.
Hot Resort. I don't have that in my collection.
Did anyone ever see Hot Resort? Honestly, it was only ever released in Fiji. So you must have seen it on tape, right?
It was actually released in Fiji.
It was released in Fiji, but now, do you remember, and I'm happy I did it for a couple of reasons, but do you remember when Cannon was in their brown-nosing period, before they started to do quasi-prestigious films, when they did films like Last American Virgin and...
Pure exploitation kind of thing? Yeah.
Pure, what is Plur?
I don't know.
Well, I'm probably ready to go to work on my play. But this was one of those movies that was for horny guys that go to the Caribbean, and I was horny, and I wanted to go to the Caribbean, so I went. But shall I just give you random images from this thing?
Yeah, tell us a bit about the experience.
Well, I don't know where to start. We had a scene. I had a scene in a shower with this woman, and she was a penthouse pet. I've forgotten her name. She was a very sweet woman. Mm-hmm. She really was, and I was scared of her. When we got our makeup done, no, because she was a penthouse pet and she'd done conventions and stuff, and she knew how to do stuff like this to the camera. She would, like, without me there, where's the camera? She would go like,
oh, yeah.
She would do that.
Yeah, you learn that at conventions.
She was a really sweet lady. But we had to do a scene where we were in the shower, like, you know.
Yeah, showering. Sure.
Showering. And I was scared about it. I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then we got into the makeup room, and she was there, and she was stark naked.
Man.
And they were doing body makeup. And I turned around, and I was, you know, I had a face full, and at that moment it stopped being scary. But when we were in the shower,
that's usually the way that works.
No, what was going to happen? But it's fascinating.
Now, were you for the scene?
But they used Pancake. Mm-hmm. But I know there's a makeup that is on the market somewhere that won't run in the shower. They used Pancake, and it started to just. This is on film too. Yeah. And you remember where I was in the shower with this woman, the person that saw it. I'm sorry, but I'm screaming with laughter. Screaming with laughter. We did one take. Mm-hmm. Need I say more?
And that was it.
And she was trying to press my face onto her breasts, and I was thinking that maybe someday somebody would see this, so I was trying to not, but that didn't make any sense because I was supposed to be a horny teenager. Yeah. Are you sorry you asked this question?
No, I know. But the whole time that this was happening, I mean, were you saying to yourself, man, and I'm getting paid for this?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. This is the most, you know, cloud with a silver lining thing that ever happened was every morning, I mean, and that was a good time. We also did a scene that we were supposed to be rowing in a boat, and it was in this lagoon, and there was stuff floating by that we later found out was raw sewage. I mean, it was horrible. This was in the but I'm telling you, it's really. I mean, I hope I never forget this lesson. But every morning I would go in, and it was, you know, there was raw sewage. There was a woman with Pancake on her breast. There was all kind of things. And every morning I would go in, and there'd be
this. Like a John Waters film, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the low point of my life. But every morning I would go in, and it was like there was a pot of gold sitting there. I didn't know it. There was this makeup woman, this Israeli makeup woman, who would do my makeup, and I would just try to ignore her because she was so snotty. And she would put the makeup on, and I'd be glad I could get away from her. And then I'd go do my scenes in raw sewage. And she was so rude. to me, and I would try and make a joke, and I'd say anything, you know, just crack a smile. And she'd say, "Oh, shut up, you're so stupid, you're American." And every day I had to deal with her. When I finally got back to L.A., I used her for the character in Beverly Hills Cop, which is...
Use that voice and the attitude.
I used her whole thing. A friend of hers, she didn't have such a good ear, but a friend said, "There's an actor using your hands in this movie," because it was like that exact. We'll be right back. That means I have to go?
Is he done? Are we done? What's happening here? Let me just check with the producer. Huh? He's done. Okay. Nice to see you, Bronson. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. It's Bronson Pinchot, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.